Greetings, beautiful souls. Thank you for thriving with me on our journey through fifth dimensional consciousness, living in this human body and manifesting a life filled with love, happiness, good health, and beautiful, positive abundance. Now, we are a few days to summer solstice. Wednesday 21st, it's our lovely summer solstice. It's that half mark of the year. To me, the winter solstice and the summer solstice are very important dates because it's the dates of manifesting and beauty and collecting the energy. It is the day when the ancients usually do a lot of initiations, going through the rebirths, going through those dark nights of the souls and emerging in new selves. Now, the last time in the video I was talking about the chaos, to stabilizing ourselves through the chaos, to thriving through the chaos. Now, let's elaborate a little bit more on that today, because every time we are going to some very important energetic date, as the summer solstice, or after that's coming the Lion's Gate, or what we just had was the Pleiadian alignment, it is usually preceded with a time of the chaos, because every change is preceded with some chaos and drama. And as I was suggesting the last time, we can thrive in this chaos, we can thrive in the drama, which means that are stabilizing ourselves to staying in that moment of the now, starting to feel more neutral instead of victimized or the angry about what is going on in our life. But as we stabilize ourselves in this chaos, stop for a moment and non-reacting, literally following the path of the Tao by doing, by non-doing, is very, very powerful way. You also want to understand what is happening and how can you create a different action and reaction, because you are constantly rebirthing in the better version of yourself. We are learning to stabilize ourselves in this fifth dimensional energy, which means there probably going to be several rebirth or several little adjustments of who we are and who we really want to be, and living that person physically of who you want to be, not only dream about her or him of yourself. So when you find yourself in this chaos, the first, just stop for a moment. Just avoid any reactions to all the action that is happening. Take that few steps back, take a few breaths, even if you have to close yourself in the bathroom, that you are not reacting to whatever is happening up there. And start observing the root of the problem, the root of this chaos, why it is manifesting in your life. What is it within you that is attracting this kind of the life? And I get it. You may not agree with this, that you are creating the chaos. And I definitely used to be in that time period when I was like, it's impossible, you don't understand my life, you don't know what I'm going through. Yes, I know what you're going through because I have been through those parts of life. And then you come furthermore and you realize that there was some energy within me, there are some light codes within me, that every time I want to change, every time we collectively are changing, these light codes, this energy, start literally acting up. It's like in a way become a virus within your computer that acts up and attracts all this chaos and drama in our life. So instead of judging the world on the outside of why it is happening, why there's a storm, let me just stay here and breathe. Once you learn to breathe in the middle of it, you will start creating new action and reaction process. Now for that, naturally you have to go through a little changes. So the first, again, you're gonna look at the root of the problem. Why is this happening and what is it causing me to do? Maybe I'm overeating from the anxiety. Maybe I compulsively texting. Maybe I watch compulsively TV or the emails and so much on. In other words, there is something that I'm procrastinating. And that procrastination itself starts to create even more chaos and more anxiety, more negative way of the thinking. So once you recognize that there is a root of the problem that you need to find out, you are on that right journey. Again, the storm is still happening around you. There's a lot of chaos going around. And he says, okay, they are not the problem. I am the problem. I choose, and this is new way of the action and reaction. I choose not to blame everybody around me, but I choose to own it, that there is something within me that attracts this kind of the reality. Whenever it came from this lifetime or past lifetimes or ancient lifetime, even the galactic lifetimes, there is that one tiny cell within me that activates this light code of the chaos and destruction and the self-destruction, right? So that is a big step. I want you to really give yourself a high five or pat on your back or a big hug, because that is an incredible step of the self-love and the safe bravery, because that is when you start diving inside, and then you can metaphorically imagine you go scuba diving. Well, you're not going to scuba diving yet. First you're gonna be snorkeling, kind of like practicing with it. So you will start looking a little bit within yourself and saying, okay, where is that root of the problem? What it is that creating this? And in the meantime, and there's just not the answer for everything, you just take a deep breath in and breath out. And you're starting again to ask these questions. Why there are turbulent waters? Or why the water is murky and dark? Why it is that I cannot see clearly? Why? Why it is happening to me? And again, you breathe in and you breathe out. And it doesn't matter how many those in-breaths and the out-breaths you take. You're going to focus on it. Breath in and breath out. Why it is happening to me. I want to see the truth. I want to see clearly what action I need to take differently to create a different reaction. Then the next thing, you want to look at the feelings that you're having. That what is it that you co-created? How does it make you feel? Now, don't be afraid to go in those low vibrational feelings, because usually, we are taught like, I feel hate. And let me just transmute it right away, because it's not right to feel hate. Well, if you don't feel your hate, for whoever it is, how will you understand it? Why are you feeling it? You may sort of placate it. You can just bandage it and says, okay, it's bad to feel the hate. Let's just hold the love, because as I talk so many videos, the forgiveness sometimes is really hard in the beginning. The hard steps of understanding and just going to that peace with it. So if you feel hate, you feel jealousy, you feel shame, you feel guilt, you feel anger, you feel resentment, you feel abandonment, you feel betrayal, you feel anything that I have not named and it's not really nice, go into it and feel it to its fullness. Let's say resentment. I feel that everybody abandons me and doesn't accept me and resent me, and I want to make friends, but they just do not accept me. There's something must be wrong with me, and I don't even understand why. I'm a good person, I'm a giver, I'm a loving, I'm a kind, and they just take advantage of me. And you find the root of your problem. And then he says, well, what is it within me? And you're gonna tune this, whatever you believe that they feel about you, what make you feel. And you tune about yourself. Do you accept yourself? Do you feel worthy? Do you embrace yourself for who you are? Are you happy for who you are? Are you satisfied with your body, with your soul, with your mind? Are you accept yourself the way how you want to be accepted by the others? That is power. That is self-love. That is self-bravery. That is breakthrough on your journey. Because suddenly you are snorkeling to those wild, darky waters and you says, okay, if I want to be liked by my friends, I need to love myself. I need to accept myself. I need to see myself as the coolest kind of the person. And I need to redefine of who I am. Not who I trying to be to impress my friends or the people that will like me and so much on. Who it is me. What is it I like? What is it I like to eat? What kind of the humor I like? What kind of the clothes I like to wear? Who am I to myself? And once you start embracing it, then something beautiful happens. You may realize that maybe those friends that you wanted to be so accepted by are not really in your vibration, in your frequency. And so you may let them go, and suddenly you meet a whole group of the new people, or maybe that one person who's gonna become your best friend. And they're just gonna see you the way as you see yourself. In any way it is, whether you are introvert or extrovert, whether you are funny or just very serious, you're gonna meet a person who will accept you because you accept yourself. And suddenly that water starts clearing. That goes with your family, with everybody. You know, you may hate your family because they don't understand you, or you feel you are not supported, and you cannot do what you wanna do because they will never accept that. But do you accept it by yourself? How important it is for you to speak your truth and be who you are. How do you learn to speak the truth without harming everybody around you? So in that gentle kind of the way, and what is really important, it is important to you. The chances are, if you again tune that outward, you know, that I'm a victim of this, or I'm angry because this is happening, instead of like, I don't care. If I like to read the angelic cards, I read the angelic cards. And if my family doesn't like it, then they don't like it. They will have to deal with it. Maybe they tell you a few times, oh my God, you're gonna go to the, you know where? We, you know, never gonna talk to you, or you are the black sheep of the family. What's wrong with that? What is better, to living your own truth, or giving up the energy to everybody to please them, that you are in the image what they would like you to be? That is exhausting. That is depleting of your energy every single second you are breathing. So here again, breathe in and breathe out, and breathe in and breathe out. And it is the act of the self-love to feel all that, to the all depths of it, even the jealousy. Let's stop here for a moment. You snorkeling, because that is a big topic. To comparison, compare yourself and feeling jealous and so much on. What it really is. So when you feel that, then you need to ask yourself, do I feel jealous that some other person have this or that because it is what I really want, what is within me of who I am? Or do I want to have it because that person is having it? You know how they say that we always want to have what somebody else has, or the grass is greener on the other side? Who makes you feel that? It is your ego self who puts you on this never-ending journey of this self-judgment and feeling bad and the jealousy, and that you are never good enough and there's always something better to achieve. Now this is totally different than setting up the goals and going for what you want to achieve, than just keeping up with whatever it is that you are seeing in your world. So again, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. You know, when you are snorkeling, you really have to focus on your breath and don't freak out. You are breathing only with a little tube. And you need to be calm and really enjoy that beautiful view of the undersea, underwater. And the same with that. do I really want that, what makes me feel jealous because it's important to me? Or do I want it because the other person wanted it would be cool to have it as well? That brings us to the next kind of the step of really finding the solutions. So first you are kind of doubling around to finding what is that new action and reaction, what is the root of the problem. So by now I hope that you all found your root of the problem of where I'm feeling stuck, why is this chaos and the drama happening every time I want to change? What is it within me that is literally creating this self-sabotaging kind of the pattern? Then the second step is to figuring out your emotions and don't be afraid to dive with it. I feel hate, I feel anger, I feel jealous, and I feel shame, and I feel whatever it is that you feel, that you name. And really feel to the depth of it and really ask what is true up here. Do I feel it because there's something that I need to change within myself that I want it as an embracement? Or is it something that is not important to me and I'm just feeling it because other people having it and I'm not having it and I'm blaming them and there's a whole big cycle, right? So the next part goes the solution. How do we find the solution to the change? The solution to change you find by the prayer or by meditation, whatever it is that you believe in, God, angels, Pleiadians, extraterrestrials, divine beings of light, whichever way you call them, your guides, your spirit guides, your animal guides, call upon them and tell them, well, this is what I want to change. I don't know, I live in a family who doesn't accept who I am. I really like to read the angelic cards and I have to hide them because they are completely against that and they ridicule me. Or it may be a more, serious kind of the way we train when you're dealing with the chaos. Suddenly you are behind your bills and you have issues with your abundance and you do not know where you're going to take that money to pay your next mortgage. See, we're going with this here, I don't know if I'm gonna read the cards or not to read the cards, or family will think about me. For that person who's going through the solution, it's a very serious kind of the thing that can create all the kind of the anxiety and the panic attack. For the person who sits there today and says, I do not know how I'm gonna pay the mortgage tomorrow, that kind of the problem sounds so easy, so not applicable even. Versus this one is like, it's really serious. I don't know where I'm gonna move to and I really need to manifest that money. I need to really figure it out how I'm gonna do it. And the both of it, you're gonna look for the solution. It is easier to find a solution when you are not drawn in the fears. And I know it's easy to say than it is done, but it's absolutely doable because that's what you want to do. You do not want to live in the fears that is based in the survival three-dimensional pattern. You want to live in the thriving fifth-dimensional pattern that is journey is filled with a love and happiness. But there is these parts of it like that fluctuate, that we go back and forth and it gets hard sometimes. So this is where literally that faith, your belief, is very important. Because if you believe in yourself, you have a whole universe behind you who believe in you. This is when you're gonna sit and you're gonna meditate, you're gonna look for the solution. You're gonna ask for the solution to your problem. And you're gonna see if it's doable solution or if it's a solution that just doesn't have the steps and so much on. So I think that every solution is in a way doable solution. So if you meditate, if you pray, again, it's like just the snorkeling in the water, just to breathe in, breathe out, ask what is it that you need help with, ask what is it that you need to change, and ask for the steps, what kind of the actions you are going to take, and then relax, just focus on this, breathe in and breathe out. You can breathe out your questions, breathe in the answer. And I promise you one thing, in a little bit, you will feel this inspiration. You will feel this idea. Maybe if you need to pay the bills, maybe you do need to take that extra part-time job. Maybe you need to come up with something creative that at the moment's gonna help you to earn the money. And maybe you will be blessed that family member give you some kind of the money that you that they may have owe you, or just feel moved to give you something. You never know how that solution will arrive, but when it arrives, you need to act on it. Also, in between, there may be steps to your actions. So again, there may be the guidance of talk to the family member or the friend, or apply for that kind of the job, or with the cards, just take out your cards and leave them on your table and just let it be. Let the people have a tantrum in their own space, and there's so much on, your family members. And again, you are never alone, and you will be guided of what are those steps, and it is up to you to take those steps. If you ever feel that there's no solution, that you are completely stuck and there's nothing to do, you just feel like you are locked in this cage, like, okay, there's a chaos, there's a storm, I stabilize myself in between, I see the root of my problem, so I start, to feeling differently. But I still don't see the way out of this. Put your request for the help in the bubble and send this bubble up to the universe, or to those that you believe, to the God source, to the angels, to the guides, to the extraterrestrials. Send it up there and be ready to follow the signs and the symbols on your journey. Those are your steps to your new actions that will create a new reactions. Now, we're gonna here sort of side loop back into those feelings. So once you understand that you're feeling jealous, or the anger or hate, or any of those kind of the feelings, and once you stabilize yourself, okay, is this something that I really want or don't want? Then it will be time to start changing this kind of the feelings. If I feel jealous because I would like to have the car like my neighbor has a car, for example, and or that I don't have the grass in the backyard, or somebody else has the grass, or that they went to the place that I didn't go, whatever it is that sets you off. And sometimes, when you look at it, those are kind of silly kind of the things, but they are very important to us at the moment. Then you ask yourself, is it something that I really want and I'm willing to work forward to get? Or is it something that I just feel I want to have because a person has it and I didn't have it at the moment, and just had a childhood tantrum? It's not a shame to accomplish that. So if the number 2 answer would apply to this, situation, then you says, I just need to feel grateful for what I have, and I wish the best to the person who had that experience, who has the best grass, or who has the car that I felt I have to have. I bless them with the love and happiness, and I bless them with a life that they are living the highest joy that they possibly can. And I really find, what is it that I want? What is it I'm afraid to want? Why is it I'm afraid to live my life filled with love and happiness, and always looking what other people have and I don't have? That would be the solution. And then, of course, the action. The action applies with feeling the gratitude for everything you have in your life every second. I'm grateful for this time that I can make you video here, because it's gonna storm pretty bad, and I'm lucky that it didn't start to storm yet. I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the air that we breathe, the food that we eat. That is the rampage of the gratitude that you can do every single day. That will take the focus out of that inner chaos around you, and just refocus you on what is really important in life. And that will lead us into the rebirth. And when you rebirth into your new self and you walk on that beautiful summer solstice into the sunrise, and then you collect this golden dust in your body if you practice the Qigong in your Lava Dantian. Only that if you breathe it through your skin in and out and collect that new refreshing energies. When you make that plan for the next 6 months, what it is that you are going to do, what is that you're gonna create, what it is that you're gonna sit down to winter solstice and says, oh wow, I have done that. And it was pretty amazing 6 months. Then you're gonna sit with it again. What you are grateful for and what is our greatest meaning of life? What is really the most important thing? I think it is to be happy, to find love within our life. And when you have a love and happiness, you can do anything. Everything else around loses its importance or the meaning. And that becomes your foundation of your life and of everything that you create from life. And if you have a love and happiness within that you find inside of yourself, not that you find it because somebody feeling you with it, you do have to find it within yourself. Then you're going to meet the people like you, you're going to meet the people whose foundation is love and happiness. And guess what? That is a 5th dimensional energy that we are working on. And there's quite a few of us by now. And you will start seeing these whole big circles closing and closing and closing, these karmic circles. We are at a time of the closing karmic circles. I have seen several of them in my life, and especially in the past few months, it's incredible. And I know you've seen them as well. When it happens, you literally will come to it and you say thank you. You acknowledge it. The circle has closed. When it's something happen, you know, that again that you will notice, you just express a gratitude for it, and that's it. For example, I was starting to think I would like to go to Egypt to visit, especially the Temple of Dendera, perhaps write a book about it. And you know that I'm big on the Pleiadian alignment in the May and November. And I just received an email from a friend who offered me crystals that were taken to the Great Pyramid into 1983 in the Pleiadian alignment to energize. And that was just fabulous, and that happened after I set my intention. And it was by the lady Lavender, who has this wonderful group in Arkansas. And I was grateful to be on their radio show last year to promote my book. And I go like, wow, click, 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 click. Into 1983, I was 8 years old. I had no idea what my life will be and how it's gonna turn out. And that I will make the videos literally about the Pleiadian alignment and try to excite everybody about it, because I think it's such a fabulous, fabulous energy. And the whole cycle closed. And wonderful thing what was written in that email in the end, and I want to tell you, I got my idea about writing the book about it before I read that email. It says that whoever receives these crystals should keep a journal, a time journal for the future generations. And I was thinking like, wow, what a great way to write a book about it. And so it's just the idea I plan in the actions that hopefully will create a beautiful reaction, the 5th dimensional kind of the reaction, because this is a 5th dimensional action. This is the act of the love and the happiness. These crystals, which I supposed to hopefully will receive a few months in the future, but it is all set in the motion, and it is all set through this love and happiness. In the 5th dimensional energy, we don't grow through suffering. Of course, there's always some drama in this, and we find ourselves in the chaos, and we learning the step to stop ourselves through it or get ourselves through it. But it's different. And so all these cycles do close up. When I was 8 years old, I had a difficult time of my life, a very, very difficult time of my life. And I'm 48 years old right now. So the 40 years later, you just have to be grateful for all of that, for all the suffering, for all the pain, to coming to this beautiful foundation of the love and happiness. None of us come this foundation, this lifetime, without the immense level of the suffering. Unfortunately, that's what we sign up for. But that immense level of the suffering can end. It can end today. When you really tell yourself, says, I'm done. My karmic debt is paid in full. And then you utilize these powerful days in our calendar, which there's quite several of them, or just pick the random one and make it your own day. But the summer solstice, wake up earlier, go see the sunrise. I go on the beach every year for like past several years. And I'll go there early and I meditate in the sun and I feel when the sun rises on the horizon. It's like I rise in myself. It's like that, the phoenix goes and burns into ashes, and on that day the hot sunny energy rebirth the phoenix again. Whatever metaphor you will use or work for you, it's perfect. But allow yourself to become a better version of yourself. Allow to acknowledge this karmic cycles closing and closing and closing, and know that you were not born to this life to suffer. You were born into this life to turn suffering into pain, to turn suffering and pain into thriving love and happiness. The more you suffer, the better you can thrive. The more pain you have in this life, the more love and happiness you can hold, because you understand it from the both parts of the duality, and there are equal parts in this duality. So if you suffer down to the lowest part, which you believe that some people would not even survive, and to those who are talking right now, you know who you are. And here you are still trying to find your way of life, trying to find something better, trying to define what it is that you are here. You can hold that equal level of the love and the happiness and the joy within yourself. You can thrive, and you can show the others that yes, we can shift from the suffering to the thriving. We can do this, and our bodies will support us through it, and the universe back us up. Universe has your back. Universe provides. Many years ago I didn't believe in that, but then I became really desperate and I started to believe in that, and once I did, everything changed. So one last time, you will find yourself in that moment of, I understand the root, I have this feeling, but I'm really stuck. Pray, meditate, ask for the guidance. Write down the step. Once you feel this step or know this step, act on them. You do have to be an active doer. You cannot wait that the chunk of the gold will fall in your lap. Nope, didn't happen yet. Nope, didn't happen yet. You have to do it. So with that, I wish you a beautiful, beautiful summer solstice, and have fun. I bless you with a life filled with love and happiness. If I can, by the Pleiadians invested in me. And that your bodies are healthy, and that you thrive, that your life is full of this beautiful, positive abundance. I love you, love you, love you. Love and light from my heart to yours.